Why alignment creates clarity. Today, I want to share with you something very real from behind the scenes. Before I release an episode, I send it to someone whose opinion I truly value. He's not a consultant, not a coach or into coaching, and that's exactly why his perspective matters to me. I want to know if what you hear makes sense objectively. I also send it to the Unbox Collective, a select group of long-standing and loyal clients on WhatsApp, where we exchange ideas, reflections, and support each other. I want to share with you what happened in our conversation. Hello and welcome back to Unbox the podcast. I'm Sahar Huneidi Palmer, your host. When I'm late or when I don't send it to my friend, the podcast episode, he asks me where is the episode, which is a good sign. It tells me that he's following, he's interested in how these conversations unfold. Last week, my friend sent me a very polite comment. He said, "Do you notice that almost in every episode you talk about either coherence or alignment?" And I said, "Yes, of course I do. I'm glad you noticed because that is the theme this year. And there's a reason for that." So here's why I keep talking about alignment. Most leaders and creators feel that they are blocked at some point or another. They feel they need to become the best version of themselves, or that they need a modality or a technique to solve a recurring problem. They often ask me if I have a quick technique to fix what they're experiencing. And I do. But that is not what I do, because a technique might help you in the moment, but it will not last unless you address the root cause of the problem. Let's talk about the system you are already operating. Having worked with over 16,000 individuals and walking their life journey with them, I can honestly tell you this very clearly. No matter what walk of life or career you come from, the issue doesn't require reinventing yourself nor creating a better version of yourself. You're fine as you are. I have worked with bus drivers, CEOs of major companies, and individuals across different fields. Unbox the Real You is about unboxing your true essence, meaning what is unique about you and no one else. Because unless you do that, you will meet with your issues in different ways, depending on the level of awareness that you're at. It will keep repeating until you face it. I truly believe that we are part of a bigger system, the universe, if you like. The universe itself is self-correcting. It keeps its balance naturally, and it adjusts whatever it needs to adjust, really, to maintain its stability. And our system, the human system, is formed in the same way. Everything about us is connected with itself, with each other. Your body, your emotions, your mind, your organs, your internal systems, they're all interconnected. So you cannot treat one part of you in isolation from the others. A technique will save you for a moment, as I said earlier, but it will not last unless you tackle the root cause. Whether you're giving a presentation in front of a board, raising a family, the principle is the same. So where do people get it wrong? This is where I see the pattern again and again. Sometimes you might think that you're blocked creatively, but actually the issue could be to do with your relationship with other people or your relationship to finances. It's the same expression. It is your creative expression, if you like, channeled in different ways. I have worked with singers, playwrights, authors who believed that they were blocked creatively. But the issue wasn't their creativity. It was something else within their system that was out of alignment. And that is what I'm good at, and perhaps what is unique about my work, seeing patterns and discerning where the root cause of the problem is. There is no preset frame of work. I developed my own. Because what you feel in your physical body is connected to how you felt as a child. Your earliest memories, when repeated, form your belief system. And your actions in the real world are dictated by those beliefs. So you cannot work with one issue and ignore other bits of you, because all the pathways are connected simultaneously and all the time. Just like with your physical body, feelings are related to thoughts. Thoughts are governed by hormones because your brain governs all the gland cells. Hormones affect organs, and all of these systems interconnect through the nervous system, the lymphatic system, the blood system. All systems of the body are interconnected. So the issue may appear local, but it will affect you as a whole. What if the life you want is not out of reach, but out of alignment? We spend so much time asking what could go wrong that we never question what is already misaligned. The hesitation you feel is not fear of failure, it is friction between who you are and how you are living. And until you see that clearly, you will keep second guessing yourself even when you know. Real change doesn't start with motivation. It starts with awareness. That is the work. If you want to start seeing yourself clearly and understand where you are out of alignment, join my Unbox Newsletter. I share the thinking, the patterns, the tools that I use with my clients, along with deeper insights, practical resources, and member offers, live webinars twice a year. Join the Unbox community now. And by the way, there is no best version of you. I don't believe that there's a best version of you. There is an ongoing development, ongoing evolution. What is needed most of the time is refinement and recalibration rather than reinventing the wheel. And this is why we talk about identity on Unbox the podcast, because your identity, how you perceive yourself, governs how you act in the world. It can expand your perspective, how you identify with yourself, or it can limit what you achieve and do and act upon in life. Perspective itself is governed by your awareness, your self-awareness. So your body, your emotions, your mind and actions are interconnected and they interplay with each other. And how well you manage these dimensions tells a story about how well you understand and master those built-in systems. So only then, when you have mastered yourself, you can master your life and your career and anything else that you strive to do. And this is truly why I don't work from the past. I start from the present, because change and evolution are ongoing. I always start with a client from the now, not the past. The past keeps repeating itself in different versions until you address the root cause. The present is the doorway. It is where you resolve the present and the past and the future. Once resolved, your journey becomes easier, more joyful, and strife is less. I call that freedom, wouldn't you? If you still feel your past needs resolving, please listen to last year's podcast episodes. Rewrite your story, reclaim your power. That is where we explored rewriting the past and bridging the unconscious with the conscious, so you can start leading from the present moment. If you're listening to this and something resonates, please pause for a moment and ask yourself, am I trying to fix things on a surface level, or am I willing to understand what is actually driving it? If you're new here, twice a year, I hold live free AMA sessions, Ask Me Anything sessions, where you can step into this work, ask questions, and gain clarity on what you're experiencing. The next one is coming up on the 20th of May. Sign up soon, and I look to seeing you then. So when you hear me speak about coherence and alignment, again and again this year, it is not repetition without purpose. It is because everything leads back to it. Simple, difficult to do maybe, but really simple. Finally, I want to give a shout out to my friend, guardian of Unbox the podcast and author Anwar Al-Khatib. And to all of you men out there, you are 70% of listeners of Unbox the podcast. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. The statistics do help me to connect with you and create more episodes. Keep your feedback coming. You can DM your comments on my WhatsApp. Thank you for spending this time with me on Unbox the podcast. You've been listening to episode 18 of The Courage to Be You. Show up, stay true. This is Sahar wishing you a very good week. See you next Tuesday.